the Honolulu Marathon 2023. Still trucking. Pace is somewhat slow, but that's okay. Enjoying it. Just wanted to share with you some of the scenery from behind and ahead. Got racers that have already made the turnaround point. Honestly, I'm not sure if the turnaround point's at halfway. It's at least past halfway. But they're on their way back on the home stretch. Saw a few more wheelchairs that went through. I don't know how many total were in the race, but saw at least 5 or 6. Might have been more than that, but the one was quite far behind the other ones. But perseverance, just don't give up. I tell you, going up those hills in the wheelchair is no joke. It's not a lot of them, but there's a few pretty good hills. So yeah, we're at 13.1 miles on my watch, and it's been just under 3 hours. So I'm not going to beat my time from last year of 5 hours and 25 minutes, but I may still make it under 6, which I'm okay with that, because taking my time this time. Enjoying this. Look at this view. It's just amazing. Stay up until we get to that halfway point at least. If anybody will hop on. Unfortunately, it won't let me go back into prior live streams and link them all into one. So each one has to be individual. So the links initially posted aren't any good anymore. And the uploading of the videos is very slow because the network. But that has me at 21 kilometers. 3 hours and 2 minutes since the race started. And I think I crossed the start line about 15 minutes after, or 10 minutes after. So it's really encouraging to have people come out and support. There's that lady again, everything hurts and I'm hungry. If they can keep up with her, kind of, please come to Brazil. Been to Brazil. Woo-woo! Got to go to Brazil when I was 16.
That's what everyone's commenting.
Sao Paulo. Did some street dramas and worked in the soup kitchen. I remember going to HIV hospital. Got to see a lot. In a short period of time. And it's a good trip. Oh, we got something up here. Might be our halfway point here. I think so. Let's race across it. There we go. Oh, yeah. Hello. Alrighty. That's halfway through the marathon. And I'm right under three hours. So I don't know. We'll see if I make it under 6 or not. I feel like I might do more walking than running this last time. But that's okay. Setting realistic goals for yourself is important, and also setting micro goals. Weekly things, monthly things. You're looking at trying to work your way up to a marathon. Just kind of got to start your place somewhere. And you don't have to start, with a mile, even half a mile, quarter mile. Start off walking, jog a couple minutes, walk a couple minutes, and gradually increase the time, the pace and distance. And if you meet your small goals, you'll be able to meet your big goals. I think that's something really important. I'll probably do a video on that at some point, because when it comes to our health, having health goals is so important. A lot of us have goals for finances, goals for relationships, whether it's having kids, being married, or not. But we set goals for education, professions. A lot of times we don't set any goals for ourselves, for our health. And it's critical to have health goals because being healthy doesn't just happen, at least not in our society. There's too many factors that make it an uphill battle to stay healthy. And so you got to be aware of those things, aware of the traps, and just do something to counterbalance our society's need for speed, so to say, need for convenience, which unfortunately is a trade-off for, generally speaking, worse health. Not always, but the U.S. spends more money percentage-wise on the GDP for healthcare than I believe almost any other country in the world, and yet our health is better than a lot of countries. Expectancies not always the best, and the disease burden is oftentimes much higher in the U.S. with diabetes, high blood pressure, and even cancers that are, I believe, connected to what we eat, processed foods, a lot of things. So, say all that to say it doesn't have to be that way. We can make choices to combat that. It's not easy though. Even for myself, I find myself very busy, on the go a lot, trying to find ways to be healthy, not eat so much processed food, because I really do believe that at least 50% of the burden of our disease comes from our diet and also lack of regular activity. Because I think when you're active, it somewhat combats the rest of the inflammatory process that occurs for the immune system. I'll show you this real quick. These guys are finding a wall to stretch on. I don't know that they necessarily hit the wall, but it's not uncommon as you get into these distances, things start to cramp up. And sometimes it's just, it can be done a lot of training, but maybe in a different environment, maybe not as humid, where you're sweating as much, maybe not the same terrain. And so people get dehydrated, they get cramped up, sometimes the electrolytes and all that get used up. I'm trying back here. But personally, I feel pretty good. It's more my feet. I'm feeling some achiness and pain in my calf, also those hips. Oh, that seems to be not too bad. I've been trying to drink a lot of water, although to be honest, I feel like I started the race off a little dehydrated. I was thirsty when I got to the start line, so thankfully I did have some water that I drank, and I feel pretty good. One thing, if you ever do races like this, especially in areas where there's wind or sun, chapstick can be extremely helpful, because you get chapped real easy. And honestly, I didn't put any sunscreen on, although I do recommend sunscreen. But starting off in the morning, the first few hours, no sun, and by the time the sun came out, I would have already sweat off all that sunscreen. And really, you're supposed to reapply sunscreen at least every couple hours, if not every hour. Even the ones that say they're waterproof, they don't last. So I moisturized last night and this morning. So trying to hydrate ahead of time, keep my skin from burning. And then the post-care, when you do get some damage, it's really important to treat it. And a lot of people don't understand how to treat sunburn or sun damage. It's not too hard, but prevention is number one. So, I got a hat on. I got these big sunglasses now, cover the upper half of my face. Doesn't do much for the chin below. But afterwards I'll put on moisturizer. Really, it's inflammation, so anything that helps with anti-inflammatory, so ice. And actually, that's something I'll talk about after race. It's an ice bath, and that is an amazing tool for recovery. And I found that really, I guess, when I started doing some Spartan races. Which, if you've never done a Spartan race, I've seen a Spartan race. They're quite fun. We had one here on Lola Ranch, which is where they filmed Jurassic Park. I got to do that with Kashi, and it's a lot of fun. You go through the mud, go through rivers, go up the mountain, and I think the Beast was the longest version they had, and that was a half marathon, but that took us all day, over 10 hours, because of the terrain and what you got to do. So, but it's important to protect yourself so you can prevent damage, because injury is the number one reason people don't finish, and sometimes can't even start. A lot of times people get injured during training because they don't train properly. Even me, I think I got to be careful this time, because, like I said, to be honest, I did not train as much as I'd hoped to. But I'm trying to be smart about things, not push it too much, watch my stride. May have to get a new pair of shoes. I bought these shoes last year, and I've broken them in over different times when I was training for the half Ironman. And even last year when training for the Honolulu Marathon, I used them some, but they're a little different, a little newer version of what I had used before. And this is the first time I've really done a full marathon in them. And I think there's a little bit different way of setting on the feet and how they land, which hasn't bothered me in the shorter trainings, but I think in the longer trainings, this longer run might be different. So having proper equipment is good, but honestly, just starting is key, and being consistent, because I'll tell you what, it's the inconsistency that makes it harder. It's so much easier to run a little bit consistently a few times a week than one runs a week, or miss a couple weeks. It's hard to get back into it. I'm going to show you the runners here. A lot of people that have turned around. Good job, guys. Got this. Got this. The lady looks strong. I don't know if you saw her. Not much hair. Well-defined abs. Trucking. Strong. And that's the key. If you want to be 67 years old, being able to run a marathon, walk a marathon, you got to start sometime. One of my friends, he started when he was in his 40s. And I think this is over 30 marathons that he's done for the Honolulu Marathon. So, he actually invited me several times to come run, and never took him up on the offer till last year. But very inspirational just to start. And it's a good sport. If you want to travel places, you can. You can travel, see different landscapes, meet different people. You're going to see some good group of people. So there she is again. Now I'll keep what they call it, slingshot, leapfrog. I don't know if anybody else will jump on or not. Not really even sure if I have the settings right, but I'll go back and post it, and hopefully inspire at least one person to start moving. Trust me, if I can do it, anybody can do it. Someone. Yeah, if you never start, you'll never go. Goal without a plan is just the dream. But if you have a goal or you have something you want to achieve, just gotta write down the plan of how to achieve it. And that goes into fitness, whether it's running a race or swimming or biking or starting to play pickleball, tennis. It goes into a lot of things, whether it's eating, eat healthier, put on more muscle, take off more fat. Whether it's, like I said, we set goals oftentimes for career and all that, but it's important to set goals for our relationships. How we want to grow stronger with our relationships. We're going to be intentional about the things that are in our control. A lot of times, there's a lot of things that are out of our control, and nothing we can do about it. But can't let that keep us from doing what we can do. Well, enjoying this race. I'll sign off for now, but try and sign back on a little bit later. Hopefully, can get some people to join on of these this time to answer any questions about marathon race, about health, about any of that. Who I am, those type of things. So, let's go into that a little bit more next video. But aloha guys, and appreciate you watching this. If you made it all the way today, congrats. There'll be more to come throughout the day, and look forward to sharing them.